7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Say hi. You're coming. Come. So we're gonna talk about some treats. Are you excited to talk about treats? You know that word. Yes, you do. What do you think? Hi everyone. So I've gotten a couple of requests on doing a video on what treats I use to train Aspen. And I think that when we're talking about using treats for training, there's a couple of things that we have to consider. And one of the main things is how many calories are in a treat. So you want to try and minimize the amount of calories that are going into the treats that you use because you're going to be using a lot of them as you're training, right? So the treats that I generally use are, so they're called liver bites right here. And we get these from Costco. They're from Chew Masters brand, and they are freeze-dried liver bites. And I really do like freeze-dried treats because it minimizes the amount of processing that's used with preparing treats. So when you take a look at the back of these, it says no additives, no fillers, no coloring, no preservatives. So it's basically very, I guess you would say, basic ingredients for treats. It's also 8 calories per treat, but you can break them down. So if you break down the treats into 8 pieces, it actually equals 1 calorie per treat, which is pretty good for a dog, and you can use quite a few of those to do some training. So I'm just gonna show you guys what these look like. Oh, are you very interested? Is it very nice? It smells very nice, doesn't it? So, here we go. So this is basically what one of the treats looks like. And it's super easy to break into pieces. There you go. Just like that. So there's 4 pieces right there. For you, those are good sized training pieces. You can even break them down into smaller pieces if you would like, but I'll just leave it. So yeah, so Aspen, excuse me. Did you guys see the drool that just fell from her face? Oh, are you already offering tricks? Oh, okay. Speak. Oh, my goodness. Drool and more drool. Oh. See, that's how you know that dogs like it, because they're just drooling all over. Aspen, oh my goodness. What is this? What is all this drool? Oh, that is disgusting. Anyways, so as you can see, she really does like these treats. I would definitely recommend them. They are, like I said, from Costco. They come in a huge bag. It's like ginormous. Will last for a very long time, and they're perfect training treats because you can break them down. I would say that probably any freeze-dried treat is good. You can also do like human-based treats, so carrots, stuff like that you can cut into little pieces. It really depends on what your dog is going to like. I'm sorry, am I enticing you? There you go. Oh, there you go. So the next thing to consider when you're talking about treats and training is that it doesn't necessarily have to be a food treat that you give. So when I'm training Aspen, I don't just give food treats, I also use things like balls. So basically what we do is we will, do a couple of tricks and she gets the ball tossed a couple of times, and then she'll do another couple of tricks and she gets a treat. And I alternate off of using play as well as using food treats to kind of entice her to do what I am trying to get her to do. So that's probably what I would recommend doing, is alternating between play and food. Some dogs it's not going to work because some dogs don't accept play as a kind of reward base, but if you can do that, it will minimize the amount of calories that your dog's intaking while you're training them. So there you have it. Those are the treats that I would recommend, using play as well as using food. I do highly recommend freeze-dried treats because they're super simple to break down, and usually they're not very calorie dense, and they just seem to work for dogs. Dogs love them. So it's completely up to your dog though on what they like. You just have to find something that they like that isn't a high calorie base. You don't want to use something that's going to get your dog really, really fat if you're going to keep on continuously using it. And of course with treats, you're going to keep on giving it over and over again. So you want something that's not as calorie dense. If you guys have any further questions about the treats that I use, you can always leave them in the comments down below. You can also leave suggestions that you have for treats that have been working for your dogs. I'm sure that people appreciate that all the time as well. Multiple suggestions are always good. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope that this was helpful. See you guys later. Bye!